Let me ask you something, and I want you to actually think about it before you keep watching. Your parents probably got a degree, and then they got a job, pretty directly. Degree in hand, employer says, great, welcome aboard, here's your desk. You are getting the same degree, and you are being told the same story. Study hard, graduate, get hired, same formula, same outcome. But you're looking around at people who did exactly that, and they are either unemployed, overqualified for the job they're applying to, or working something completely unrelated to what they studied. And somewhere in the back of your head, there is this quiet anxiety like, is the degree even worth it? Did I waste years of my life? Is this whole thing a scam? And the people on the internet are not helping because there are two very loud camps right now. Camp 1 says degrees are useless, drop out, learn online, build stuff, the future is skills, not credentials. And Camp 2 says stay in school, get the qualification, don't gamble with your future. And I think both of them are missing the actual point entirely. Your degree is not useless, it just doesn't do what your parents' degree did. And the sooner you understand what it actually does, the sooner you stop feeling lost and start playing the game that is actually in front of you. So let's start here. Why did a degree automatically get people jobs in your parents' generation? Because it was rare, simple as that. If you had a degree in the 70s, 80s, or even in the 90s, you were in a small percentage of the population. The credential itself was a differentiator. Employers saw a degree and thought, this person is disciplined, educated, and competent. Hire them. Fast forward to now, in most countries, a bachelor's degree is basically the new high school diploma. Everyone has one. The market is completely flooded. So the thing that used to make you stand out now just gets you to the starting line with everyone else. That's not the degree becoming worthless. That's the degree becoming the baseline, and there is a massive difference between those two things. The degree itself didn't stop mattering. It just stopped being enough on its own. So what does it actually do now? Because it does do something, just something different. Here's how I think about it. Your degree is positioning, it's branding, it's the fastest shorthand the world has for this person actually has proven foundational knowledge in this field. And in a world where everyone is fighting for attention, credibility online, and the job market, that shorthand is actually incredibly powerful. You just have to learn how to use it correctly. Let me give you a scenario. We have two people, both give you advice on investing. Same advice, word for word, identical. One of them has a PhD in finance and a track record of results. The other one has no formal credential but has the same result. Who do you trust more? Be honest, most people pick the PhD. Not because the advice is different, it's literally the same advice, but because the credential does something psychological. It signals legitimacy before a single word is spoken, lowers your resistance, and it makes you lean in. That's not irrational, by the way. Credentials exist for a reason. The PhD person probably has context and depth that isn't always visible in the advice itself. But the point is, the degree is doing branding work. It's not getting them the job directly, it's making everything they do land differently. Now let's push that previous scenario further. Same two people, same field, and now they both want you to invest in their startup. Everything is identical. The idea, the market, the team, the pitch. Literally one variable is different. Person A has the relevant degree and person B doesn't. If you are an investor writing a check, who do you pick? Most people will pick person A again. Not because the startup is better, but because the degree is a risk signal. It tells the investor that this person understands the technical foundation of what they are building. It's one less unknown in a room full of unknowns. Now we go one level deeper. Both people have a degree, but one has a bachelor's and one has a master's. Same question. Who do you pick? You would pick the master's, right? More depth, more specialization, and more signal. Now both persons have a master's, but one graduated from MIT and one graduated from a university you've never heard of. Same question. I bet anyone would pick MIT any day. And this is the actual game. The degree is not the finish line, it's a layer. A layer in a stack of signals that the world uses to make fast judgments about you. And at every layer of that stack, the person with the stronger signal wins, even if the underlying skill is identical. That's not fair, but it's reality, and reality is never fair. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and this is the part I actually want you to think hard about. What if there was a signal that could compete with or even beat an Ivy League degree? What if someone without MIT on their resume could walk into a room and be taken more seriously than someone who does? There is, and it's hiding in your phone right now. It's called an audience. Think about it. If you've been posting content in your field for 2 years and you have 10,000 people who follow you specifically because you know what you're talking about, that is a live, public, ongoing demonstration of credibility. That is proof of expertise that no transcript can show, and it travels with you everywhere. It speaks before you enter the room. Naval Ravikant has talked about this. The idea that building a personal brand online is one of the highest leverage things you can do in the modern economy because it compounds. Every piece of content you put out keeps working for you after you've moved on. It's the closest thing to a passive credibility asset that exists. And here's the part that gets me. Your parents graduated and they found their jobs through their network, through people they knew, through referrals, through being visible in their professional community. That was the meta game underneath the degree. The degree got them in the room, and their network got them the job. Your version of that network is an online audience. People who have seen your thinking, people who have watched you explain complex ideas, people who by the time you graduate already know who you are and what you are about. That's not followers as vanity, that's followers as professional infrastructure. And I need to say this part clearly because I think there is a misconception that building an audience online is only for people who want to be influencers or content creators as a career. It's not, even if your entire goal is the most traditional, stable corporate career possible. Visibility helps you significantly because the job market right now does not reward the most skilled person in the room. It rewards the most visible, skilled person in the room. Those are not the same person, and the gap between them is widening every year. A recruiter who has seen your LinkedIn post explaining concepts in your field, or your YouTube where you break down industry problems, or even just a well-maintained portfolio of your thinking online, that recruiter already trusts you before the interview starts. You are not a cold application in a file of 500, you are someone they've been low-key following. That is an unfair advantage, and it's available to everyone right now for free. So put it all together, and here's what I'm actually telling you to do. Start creating content in your field before you graduate, not after, now, while you're still in school. Write about what you are studying, explain the concepts you're learning in plain language, share what confuses you, and then share when you figure it out. Document the internships, the projects, and show your thinking publicly. Because by the time you graduate with that degree, which again is not worthless, it's just different now, you will also have something your parents never had: a documented public track record of your expertise that anyone on earth can find in 30 seconds. The degree says you know the fundamentals, and the content says you actually engage with the field. Together, that combination in the current market is almost unfair. And the crazy part is almost nobody is doing it. Most students are heads down in classes, waiting until graduation to start introducing themselves to the world. You could start today. You could be 3 years ahead of everyone who waits. So no, your degree is not useless. It's just not a job offer anymore. It's a foundation, a credential, a trust signal, a branding tool. Use it like one. The people who are winning right now, like really winning, are not the people with the best degrees from the best schools sitting quietly in a pile of CVs. They're the ones who showed up, who were visible, who built something with an audience before the market even told them to. Start within yours. The market rewards the visible now. Make sure they can see you. This is probably the last time you will see me on the internet. If you want to see more of the things I post, you know what you have to do. And don't forget to like the video. See you in the next one. Bye.